Hey guys, so this is another video. This is about how to prepare and shoot works on paper, okay? Um, First, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to flatten it flatten a work of paper because say you have a watercolor, it's sort of ripply and warped a bit. You wanna have a flat piece of paper when we're shooting our art with ArtZip, okay? The different detail photos. The waviness can throw it off a little bit, so it's a good idea to flatten it. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Talk a little bit about the difference between um, daylight bulbs and soft white yellowish bulbs, and then take you through shooting next to a window as well. Okay, this is indoor shooting, one with one light bulb, that's a daylight bulb, and then over by the window, just with natural light. All right. So this is a really cool marbleized piece by Dacia Napier, and if you'll notice, it is really warped, because it's been on paper and it's water-based ink that she was using. So as it dried, the paper warped. You see this all the time in watercolors and whatever you're using on paper a lot of the time. So to deal with that, it's not good to have it's really difficult to capture a good high-res image when the paper is warped. And so what we want to do is try to flatten it out as much as possible before we shoot it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to wet the back of the paper. All right, I'm just going to kind of saturate it all the way through, and just want to make sure that it gets nice and wet, so that what it does is saturate that paper and will let us flatten it back out. For watercolor, you don't want to do this on the front. You can do this on the front with this ink because it's permanent, but watercolor, it'll run, so you don't want to do that. You just do it on the back. And then I'm just going to kind of lightly, get rid of some puddles. And I'm just going to flip it over. You can use newsprint. This is just some drawing paper. But you just put it between some sheets of drawing paper or newsprint or some kind of decent paper. And then just stack some books or magazines on top of it and let it dry. All right, pretty simple. This is just a way of getting those warped pieces of paper flat. Okay, so that piece is still drying, so what I'm doing is I'm going to use another one of Dacia's pieces, really cool piece. Now, I did the same process. I flattened this piece. It does still have a little bit of warping here. So, it's not bad. But I am going to do, I went ahead and I put a few pieces of tape on the back of this. This is paper tape. You can use painter's tape, something that's not going to tear the paper when you remove it. And so I'm going to go ahead and push it down, make sure it's nice and flat. And now what I've done is I've gotten this is a daylight bulb. I'm actually going to show you the difference between the daylight bulb and the yellow soft light. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but it really changes the temperature of the light. It'll change the colors of your painting as well. So you really want to make sure using daylight bulbs or natural daylight outdoors or next to a window is going to be key. All right, so there we go. When I shoot this, I want to make sure that I'm capturing all of the painting, and then as I zoom in, get closer to my detail shots, I want to make sure I capture some of the background behind it so that I'm ensuring that I capture all the painting. Now, Be careful of any shadows. If you're getting a shadow, just kind of tilt your camera and make sure that everything's focused, all right? If you have to tilt the camera, no big deal. And then just capture all of the images, making sure that they overlap. It's pretty simple, especially once you get the hang of it and begin to understand how to deal with it and what you're doing. So do that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, take it over to the window and show you how to shoot over there, okay? Okay. Now, this is pretty darn good, isn't it? The light's coming right through. It's even. You know, if I put it right here, I would get the shadow from that window. This column is blocking it. So there's a little bit of shadow, and typically you wouldn't notice that. So you do need to pay attention. Lighting is a nuanced thing. So make sure we figure that out. And boom, it's a great way to shoot your art. Same process, you know, get a good high-res image by shooting a good reference photo and then uploading your detail shots, making sure that they're always in focus and overlapping. All right, so that's the way to shoot a work on paper. Make sure it's flat, daylight bulbs or natural daylight by a window, or even taking it outside. I suggest putting a little tape on the back and putting it on a piece of cardboard or any kind of board, foam core, whatever it is. And just you can lean it up against a wall, stand it up straight, whatever you need to do. Just have even lighting, make sure everything's in focus. Upload to artsip.com and we'll get you a great high-res image, okay? Please reach out with any questions. We really want you to succeed. We are here for you, and you know, keep making art.